मसीह उतरा है।
Earth. It's over 4.5 billion years old, but Earth has only sustained human life for 500,000 years. Yet in that time, humanity has made exceptional advances in technology. From the Stone Age to the Bronze Age, we discovered the wheel, we split the atom, and we translated the DNA string. Yet in that time, one thing has remained a constant throughout humanity's evolution. One thing has stayed the same: communication. Wherever we advance technologically, our communication is not far behind. Whether it's sending smoke signals with fire, using carrier pigeons in a war, or sending a text message across the globe, whenever humanity advances, we put that new technology to use to communicate with one another. But what if that wasn't the case? What if humanity had no radio, had no internet, had no television? What does it mean to be connected? Perhaps in today's modern world we should ask, could we ever live without being connected? From our televisions to our computers, our phones, our watches, and even our glasses, we live in a world that is always connected. You may be watching this program on your television, on your computer, live or on demand on your phone. There are hundreds of television stations broadcasting 24 hours a day, billions of websites online, and more videos than you could watch in a lifetime on YouTube. But through this digital cacophony, there is one channel, one network, which dedicates all of its content to the propagation of the message of God. Have you ever thought of what life would be like for Ahmadi Muslims without MTA International, without our connection to the Khalifa? The Beijing Summer Olympics were viewed by over 4.5 billion people worldwide. Over 90% of households had a television set. Television remains an information medium of phenomenal proportions. In Britain alone, there are an average 2.5 televisions in every household. And with an average viewing time of over 4 hours per day, it's not hard to see why television remains such an important part of our lives. Humanity's technological advancements have been used by all world religions to record and spread the message of God. From transcribing ancient religious texts onto parchment and then paper, to uploading online versions of the Bible and the Quran, world religions are constantly exploiting technological advancements to further the message of God. It was inevitable then that the true religion of this world would utilize television technology to spread its message to the far reaches of planet Earth. Television is being used by the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat to reach millions of people across the world. Television has provided a platform for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community to reach millions of people, not just to spread the message of Islam, but also to keep every Ahmadi connected to the Khalifa. Through the guidance of God, the Khalifa is the worldwide head of the Ahmadi Muslim community, and it is therefore of the utmost importance that all Ahmadi Muslims are connected to him. We are able to do this through television and the blessings of MTA International. Now, 20 years after the establishment of MTA International, every member of the Ahmadi Muslim community, no matter where they are in the world, can latch on to the rope of Allah, the institution of Khilafat, through the connection that MTA International brings to everyone in the world. Let's take a look at what MTA International has to offer in comparison to other television stations. Over 175,000 hours, over 20 years, with 3 groundbreaking channels, broadcasting over 11 satellites in over 16 languages, reaching an audience of millions every day. MTA International has 12 studios worldwide and 20 international production teams. MTA prides itself on being a unique broadcaster, both in terms of its content and its workforce. Over 90% of the 300-strong team in the London studios are volunteers who happily dedicate their time to assist in the operation of the MTA network. MTA International has facilitated a direct link between the Khulafa of the Promised Messiah alayhi salam and the whole world. The addresses and sermons of the Khalifa are aired on television, and people around the world are able not only to hear, but also to see their beloved leader. Distances have been shortened, and a global community has taken shape. Although Khilafat has been forced to move away from the spiritual home of the Ahmadi Muslims in South Asia, MTA International has allowed a link to remain with every Ahmadi Muslim across the world. In 1983, the last annual convention of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community took place in Rabwa, Pakistan. It was 10 long years until the people of Pakistan were able to witness another Jalsa. But in 1992, God showered his blessings upon the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat as the annual convention in the United Kingdom was shown live on television for the first time on MTA International. From around the world could participate in the Jalsa Salana. In the following month, Huzur's Friday sermons began to be transmitted through 4 continents around the world. Events began to transpire as had been foretold in many prophecies. At each step of the way, Allah the Almighty showed his support for the community, and despite its meagre means, the voice of the Imam was spreading from continent to continent, from country to country. Hazrat Muslimah Raziyallahu Anhu expressed a wish which was given the standing of a prophecy by Allah the Almighty.
उस वक्त वो खुतबे में फरमा रहे हैं, अब वो दिन दूर नहीं कि एक शख्स अपनी जगह पर बैठा हुआ सारी दुनिया में दर्स व तदरीस पर कादिर हो सकेगा। वहाँ मौजूद होना वो तसव्वुर भी कर सकता था कि ये वो लड़का होगा जो उठेगा और इस पेशगोई का मिस्ताक बनेगा। फरमाते हैं, अभी हमारे हालात हमें इस बात की इजाज़त नहीं देते, अभी हमारे पास काफ़ी सरमाया नहीं और अभी इल्मी दिक्कतें भी हमारे रस्तों में हायल हैं, लेकिन अगर ये तमाम दिक्कतें दूर हो जाएं और जिस रंग में अल्लाह ताला हमें तरक्की दे रहा है और जिस सुर्रत से तरक्की दे रहा है, उसको देखते हुए समझना चाहिए कि अल्लाह ताला के फजल से करीब ज़माना में ये तमाम दिक्कतें दूर हो जाएंगी। अजीब अल्लाह की शान है कि 7 जनवरी को 1938 को हज़रत मुस्लिम मऊद ऐलान कर रहे हैं, पेशगोई कर रहे हैं, और मॉरिशस से 7 जनवरी को इस आलमी प्रोग्राम के आगाज़ का आपने ऐलान किया है।
Divine decree preferred the date of the 7th of January to give manifestation to the words of the second Khalifa. On the 1st of April 1996, a milestone in the history of the Jamaat took place. MTA International's 24-hour service began. Now the voice of the Khalifa transcended. It overcame all boundaries of time and space, and by the grace of Allah, the Jamaat entered into a revolutionary era of progress. Now the voice of the Khalifa transcended all boundaries of time and space, and by the grace of God, the Jamaat entered in a revolutionary era of progress of global proportions. The voice that was once limited to a few now echoed in the ears of people around the globe, illuminating all corners of the earth with the true teachings of the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. With this 24-hour transmission, progress had not yet reached its peak. Prophecies were yet to be fulfilled and given their full colour. Imam Jafar Sadiq Rahimullah Ta'ala relates that at the time of the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi, a believer in the East will be able to see his believing brother in the West, and a believing brother in the West will be able to see his believing brother in the East. This prophecy was also fulfilled and continues to be fulfilled in new ways every day. On the 21st of June, 1996, the Jamaat was blessed with a live link between the United Kingdom and Canada, and hence, in one way, this prophecy was fulfilled too. It's amazing that this technology had been foretold centuries ago and is in accordance with the divine plan. In fact, it seems not only that our use of the technology had been foretold, but also that the technology itself has been created specifically for the propagation of the message of Islam. Hazrat Imam Baqir, understanding the prophecies of the Holy Prophet, may peace be upon him, and the Holy Quran, says that when the Imam Mahdi speaks, his voice will simultaneously spread around the world, and all will be able to hear and see him, despite the Imam standing in his own place. There are countless prophecies like this which refer to technological advancements. They are clearly being fulfilled in this day and age through the progress and establishment of MTA International. Therefore, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, pushing and striving to establish MTA was by no means a chance. It was inevitable that this medium was to be used for the propagation of the true message of Islam. And it was inevitable that this medium was to be used for the spread and unity of all Muslims, according to the will of God. MTA began 20 years ago as the voice of the Khalifa. At that time, programs such as the Friday Sermon were being broadcast. However, as MTA began to film more activities of the Khalifa, such as Eid sermons and his travels, more airtime was needed. Gradually, sittings with the Khalifa, such as Urdu class and children's class, were added. When MTA began to broadcast 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, there was a need for even more programs to spread the true message of Islam under the banner of Khilafat. Now, programs such as Raya Huda, Faith Matters, Beacon of Truth, and Real Talk are more regular features on MTA International, continuing to spread the message of Islam. Let's take a look at some of the programs that have been broadcast on MTA.
एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, तकबीरों से घर गूंज उठे। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, तकबीरों से घर गूंज उठे। वो हमदो सना की लहर चली, के साथ समंदर गूंज उठे। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, तकबीरों से घर गूंज उठे। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, फैल गया, फैल गया। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया। अब प्यारे आका की बातें दो चार नहीं 100 बार सुनो। अब प्यारे आका की बातें दो चार नहीं 100 बार सुनो। बाजार समात गर्म हुआ, आवाज के गौहर गूंज उठे। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, तकबीरों से घर गूंज उठे। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया, फैल गया, फैल गया। एक मंजर हर सू फैल गया।
In the 20 years since its inception, MTA has made phenomenal progress. progressing from just a few volunteers to thousands throughout the world. The voice of the Khalifa is translated into 16 different languages. Borders are being erased, distances reduced, and for the first time, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is, although worldwide, a very close and a very intimate community. The link and bond with Khilafat provided for by MTA is one of the biggest blessings in the modern age, and it is our duty not just to watch it, but also to act upon it. By the grace of God, 2014 marks the 22nd year since the running of a 24-hour service of MTA International. Since then, Allah's grace has opened up even more doors for the spread of the voice of the Khalifa. Spanning 3 channels today, MTA International carries the message of the Khalifa via television and internet, on mobile devices and on the go. It is viewed by countless, and through these means, the words and the guidance of the Khalifa can be both seen and heard, his words felt and acted upon anywhere in the world. The voice of the Khalifa today has a global coverage provided by 10 satellites. These fulfill the prophecy of the promised Messiah alayhi salam. I shall cause thy message to reach the corners of the earth. The blessings of MTA International are a sign not only of the truth of this message, but also of the immense progress that the Jamaat has made, and also of the doors opened to it by MTA International. It is truly the voice of the Khalifa in the modern age.
Thus, as we look at all these machines and gadgets and inventions and technology nowadays, they were not created just for communication or education or stimulation of the human mind. Their purpose was much grander than that. Their purpose was to enable the beautiful message of the Holy Quran to reach every single habitation, every single home, every single human heart in this day and age.